Labor Day weekend means summer is giving way to fall, and the Ohsweken Speedway Championship season is coming to an exciting climax. All North Racing, powered by Pinty's, is live at the Big O, with just 2 race nights remaining in the season-long points battle. Will Dylan Westbrook take his 3rd straight Cool Kids Core Pack Sprint Car Championship, or will his teammate, the highlight man, MAVTV, knock him off the podium? Corey Turner hasn't been eliminated from contention yet either, as he has a chance to overtake them both. In the Strickland's Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car division, Jesse Costa is looking to rebound from a broken back 1 year ago to win the title. However, middle school graduate Nick Sheridan is hot on his heels and continues to climb the standings. Sophomore driver Lucas Smith might have something to say about the championship fight as well. As the only driver to qualify and race in every feature event this year, he is still within striking distance. The HRW Automotive Mini Stocks will see a first-time champion this season. 4 drivers are clawing their way towards Ohsweken Speedway glory. Points leader Kyle Wirt suffered a mechanical failure last Friday, and his advantage over the DeBoer brothers has all but evaporated. Dusty DeBoer is poised to attack as he sits just 4 points back, with Tim DeBoer another 8 behind him. Youngster Tristan De Silva has never won a feature at the Big O, but his championship hopes remain alive, with only 21 markers separating him from the lead. The one division that is all but sewn up is the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks. Veteran Dave Bailey is set to hoist the championship trophy high for the 5th consecutive season, but the ultra-competitive class will certainly not disappoint. So who will leave the night poised to win a title next Friday? And who will be sent packing their bags on back-to-school night at Ohsweken Speedway? We're about to find out on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. At Ohsweken Speedway with All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. My name is Greg Kilman. With me is Adam Ross here in the tower. We've got Clinton Jeffrey down trackside. Adam, tonight we've got 2 weeks left of points racing. Tonight's really crucial for a lot of drivers with 3 titles still on the line.
Labor Day weekend is the unofficial end of summer. I know we still got a few weeks of summertime left, Greg, but this is the big racing weekend here in Ontario. Like you say, there's 2 more opportunities to gain points, 2 more opportunities to lose points, and they have shown up in great numbers here tonight.
2 B mains left for the Crate Sprint Car division. We'll see them when we return on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Mr. Transmission, Canada's transmission and technology experts.
Take Mr. You're a friend of mine.
Ready to go racing the B-Main for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car division here at Ohsweken Speedway. 4 spots on the line to get into the big dance here tonight. Blaine Barrow, Alan Downey on the front row as we come to the green flag here on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
Good start for Blaine Barrow in that 3B machine. He leads the way down the back straightaway. A.J. Lewis with problems in turn 2. Loses a couple of spots. Derek Miller right up the back of Alan Downey.
Blaine Barrow will lead lap number 1 with Johnny Miller, Alan Downey, and that number 38 of Derek Miller. Right now the transfer spots. Here comes Travis Hofstetter. He's in the 5th spot, looking to get by that 38 machine, and he's got a bit of a cushion, a gap back to that 6th place car of Spencer Davis.
The car I'm watching back there is Paul Klager in that 1A. He has qualified for most of our feature events this season. After a few problems in his heat race, he finds himself deep in this B main. It is time to go for Paul Klager. He has 2 spots out of a transfer.
And this could be a make or break night for him, being in the top 5 in points. He comes in exactly there in 5th spot. If he doesn't make the A main tonight, that's really going to hurt his chance to be in the top 5 at banquet night at the end of the year.
We've seen a few drivers tonight struggle on turn entry. They can get through the middle, they can get off the corner, and that's what I'm seeing from Paul Klager in the 1A. He is struggling to find his entry point. There in 1 and 2, he did a nice job down on the bottom as he gets a nose to the inside of Spencer Davis.
Blaine Barrow will lead another lap with Johnny Miller, Alan Downey, and Travis Hofstetter out in front. Derek Miller, now the guy that got shuffled out of that one in the 5th spot. Spencer Davis rides back in the 6th spot, is now the leader. We'll see the cross flags halfway home in this one.
Halfway through, halfway to go. This is our only B main of the night outside of the mini stocks we saw earlier. Then it is all feature events. As a great move by Travis Hofstetter in that 2 machine to take over the second spot from Johnny Miller.
Travis has come a long way in a short time this year. Starting out at the beginning of the season, was a raw rookie in this division, and now here he is in the second spot in the B main, looking very solid in that number 2 machine.
Paul Klager has found something now on the outside, but it might be too late for the driver from Beamsville in that Schneider Electric number 1. He's looking to take over the 5th spot from Derek Miller on the outside, but 5th is not good enough. He's got to get to the top 4.
This time that'll be only 3 laps left to go for Blaine Barrow, and more importantly, only 3 laps left to go for Paul Klager to catch the top 4. He now finally clears Derek Miller. He can see Johnny Miller, but can he catch him?
Johnny Miller's struggling with handling right now in that black and orange number 20. There's 2 laps to go. Klager is behind by about 15 car lengths, but he's finally found a line that agrees, and we've got trouble in turn 2.
And Noel Teal goes around, and that is exactly what Paul Klager wanted to see with Noel Teal spinning in corner 2. The caution flag comes out for the Enrium Dynamics number 14. Winner of her last 2 B mains. That will not be the case here tonight in the number 14 car. So this is exactly what Paul Klager needed. The top 4 had got themselves a gap from the 5th place, 6th place battle. Paul Klager had finally cleared Derek Miller. Now he sits in that 5th position, and he'll be able to start right on the tail tank of that 20 of the Iceman, Johnny Miller. And I'll tell you what, Paul may be running strong here, but Johnny's no pushover at all.
You know, Greg, Consi events used to be necessary at every racetrack you would ever go to. They would qualify the field through heat races. They'd run last chance races. Even in NASCAR, you'd have day 1 qualifying, day 2 qualifying, and then you figure out who the provisionals are and who goes home. Most tracks anymore don't have that. But a true Consi is the most exciting race in motorsports, because right now that orange number 20 is Johnny Miller. He would start 24th in tonight's A feature event if he can hang on to that spot. Everybody behind Johnny Miller, this will be their last race of the night. Unless they can get up there and break into the top 4, it's going to be a 2-lap shootout.
Paul Klager, as I mentioned, came into tonight 5th place in points. 0 provisionals available here, so if he wants to stay in that fight of the top 5, he needs to get into a top 4 transfer position. Coming back to the green flag, single file past the restart cone here on the front stretch.
Let's see if Paul Klager's veteran experience in that 1 machine is going to pay off. He heads to the outside, Johnny Miller to the inside. Klager up to the 4th position is Brian Nanicoke with a problem in turn 2.
Yeah, he had some contact with A.J. Lewis, and now that car is going to come to a stop, so the caution flag looks like it will need to come out as the field bears down in corner number 2.
Now, I believe they took that lap. I believe they were through the start-finish line. We'll see what race director Doug Leonard says in terms of where they're going to restart.
So Brian Nanicoke will look to get that car refired up in corner number 2 as he and A.J. Lewis got together, going through the 1st and 2nd corners.
Just had a report from one of our racers sending me messages on Facebook that Kyle Wirt was in transmission problems, our mini stock points leader, and that's a tight battle. We talked about in the intro, Greg, but Kyle Wirt having transmission troubles. We'll see if he gets them sorted out, but before that, we've got a 1-lap shootout to see who's going to qualify for the Strickland's GMC Crate Sprint Car feature event.
A.J. Lewis pulls his car off into the pit area as we go back to the green flag, and Blaine Barrow out in front in that Rich's Drival number 3B. This kid's been pretty good here in this last month or so. He had the crash on the front stretch, and ever since, that car's been absolutely solid. He's wheeling a good ride out in front right now. Checkers out, Barrow gets the win over Hofstetter. Downey and Klager grabs the final transfer spot.
Klager almost blew it in turn 3. He went to set the car into turn 3 and it pushed way up the racetrack. Johnny Miller did all he could on the bottom, but as they stand right now, the top 4 will make it to the A main. Blaine Barrow in the 3B, Travis Hofstetter in the 2, the 19 of Alan Downey, and the 1 of Paul Klager.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's on MAVTV Canada, ready for our first feature race of the night, the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks. Adam?
Here's how they're going to line up. On the pole out of Brantford, the number 13 is Casey Huffman. Alongside him, also from Brantford, the number 1 is Chris Dickey. Starting third from Ohsweken, the 38 is Frank Turkey. Starting fourth from Keister Center, the 41 is Adam Plazik. Starting fifth out of Thorold, the 11 is Go Fast Teeple. Starting sixth from Caledonia, the 21X is Mark Bazine. Starting seventh from Canfield, the 32 is Mark Fawcett. Starting eighth out of Keister Center, the 28 is Jim Lampman. Starting in ninth from Guelph, the 79 is Chris Hale. Starting in 10th from Ohsweken, the 24 is Blake Bomberry Jr. Starting 11th from Hagersville, the number 8 is Ryan Dinning. Starting 12th from Hagersville, the 23 is Trevor DeBoer. Starting 13th out of Hamilton, the 25 is Kenny Sargent. Starting 14th from Victoria, the 84 Arcade, the big dog, Ryan Beagle. Starting 15th from Caledonia, the 55 is Mike Thorne. Starting 16th from Hagersville, the 49 is Dave Bailey. Starting 17th from Jerseyville, the 53 is Logan Schwedick. Starting 18th from Merlin, the 4B is Brian Brady. Starting 19th from Hamilton, the 43 is Kyle Andrus. Starting 20th from Brantford, the 40 is Derek Liverance. Spencer General Thomas from Six Nations in the A1. Jeff Rulifs in the 6R. Tommy Lampman in the 28D. The 207 of Trevor Jones and the 5G of Gord Grant. That's how they line up. We are under green.
And that was an interesting start. Already Blake Bomberry Jr. to the pit area. There was some contact that Ryan Beagle was also involved in. Now, I don't know if he was involved with Blake Bomberry, but he's got problems on the left front, and now we've got one around the back of the pack.
Kyle Anderson, that 43, was involved. He kept going, and we got one up in smoke down into turn 1.
207 machine, one of our visitors tonight, Trevor Jones from Blenheim. As the caution flag comes out, as Gord Grant is spun around in corner number 4 and puts us under the caution. All North Racing is brought to you by Lucas Oil. Made in America, sold to the world. Go to InsideTrackNews.com for an exclusive subscription offer for MAVTV Canada viewers. Use promo code MAVTV. Back to the green flag, Mark Bazine and Adam Plazik make up the front row with one lap complete, 19 to go for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock Division.
Down through 1 and 2, Bazine leading the way. Go Fast Teeple into the 13 of Casey Huffman. They go around Dave Bailey. The driver we said is a shoe-in to win the points championship. He gets involved in that. So was Mike Thorne in the 55, Derek Liverance in the 40. And we'll see who is able to regroup and drive away. Go Fast Teeple now backing up in that 11 machine. Beamsville Fish and Chips, the sponsor on that race car.
And Dave Bailey wanted to pull away, but the safety officials said to tell him, no, you can't. You're hooked up there with Mike Thorne. As you see, Casey Huffman just got around, and the pack had nowhere to go. And Mike Thorne ended up getting the cradle there.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. So there might be some damage to the right rear of Dave Bailey's Jibs Action Sports number 49. Derek Liverance climbing out of his number 40. Let's have a look at the replay from our turn 2 camera. Casey Huffman got in a little bit hot, got into Ryan Dinning. I had said that Go Fast Teeple made contact with Huffman, but yeah, that started ahead of them, Greg.
And for those that are tuning in and watching and thinking, well, last time we tuned in on MAVTV Canada, Mike Thorne was driving a 360 sprint car. He did just recently, in the last couple of weeks, move back to the Thunderstock division, a division where he is a former champion, and said he wanted to get back to having some fun. Just was not having any sort of fortune go his way in the 360 sprint cars, to say the least. And I'm going to say tonight, he's not having fun just yet in the Thunderstock.
Well, guys, I'm not sure if you could see that, but the Burger Barn machine here was totally suspended between the Queens to Chevel's 49 of Dave Bailey, who's going to squeak out of this one with some right side body damage and a flat right rear, so he will head straight for the pits. We look over at the Thorne 55 here. He's got body damage, but It appears that all 4 corners are still here on this Burger Barn 55 for Mike Thorne. The question is what's going to look like when we lift these cars up. You can see Derek Livens with all kinds of damage to the front of his car. He sits dejected inside the cockpit here. Mike Thorne looking to have some fun. He's got the hood off. All kinds of major front end damage over here for him. So that's the story from Trackside Guys, as we'll take a moment to get things cleaned up.
Well, we talked about how tight the point standings are. This was the one division where it wasn't tight. Dave Bailey had a 59-point cushion coming into tonight. 91 points back to third place Logan Schwedick. Trevor DeBoer right now trailing Dave Bailey in that second spot. But 59 points, you'd have to have 2 bad nights, I think, for Dave Bailey to lose that point lead. Bad start to tonight, but it sounds like he should be able to change the right rear, get back out. And like we saw last week, he came from the back to the front very quickly, earning him Performer of the Week. I wouldn't say that Dave's out of this one by any means.
No, and the advantage here, most of our yellows here at Ohsweken Speedway are quick spins, maybe debris on the racetrack. We get them cleaned up, we get the racing underway very quickly. Dave Bailey catches a break because this is going to be another 5 minutes. He's already been in the pits for about 2 minutes. There's probably at least 3 or 4 minutes more before they clear the track, possibly more than that. So they've got time to work on that race car, get him back on the racetrack. So it's better to be lucky than good in this sport.
And I'll tell you what, I feel bad for Mike Thorne. He just has not had things go his way this year, and this was not of his doing. When we get back, we'll go back to the green flag here with the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Production support provided by Enrium Dynamics. Broadband services provided by Indicative Solutions.
Back live at Ohsweken Speedway with All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. As you see the field, just running through some of the fluid down in corner 1 after the major melee we had down in corner number 1. But it looks like we should be ready to come back to the green flag with Mark Bazine, Adam Plazik on the front row. Kyle McKenzie atop the flag stand, ready to turn the field loose.
Dave Bailey made his repairs. He's back on the racetrack outside of the top 20 at the moment, but he is on the same lap as the leaders.
We'll keep an eye on that car as some of that sheet metal hanging down there close to that tire. But at the front, 3-car battle now is Jim Lampman on the inside of Mark Bazine as they go into corner number 3.
There are sparks flying throughout this field. I'm trying to watch the front of the pack and the back of the pack. It's 2 distinct packs, and they are going crazy out there. Out in front, Mark Bazine leads the way. Jim Lampman in the middle. On the bottom, it's Ryan Dinning.
They're stacked up 4 wide behind the top 3 as well as Chris Hale comes out of that mix. He's in the 4th spot as he gets by Adam Plazik. Logan Schwedick digging on the bottom as well. He's looking to crack the top 5.
The fun thing about our mini stock division and our thunder stock division, Greg, is when the points championship is underway and we get well into the season, the top 18 are inverted. So our points leader will generally start 18th. The cars that are 18th in points will start at the front, and it makes for real exciting racing. It's called a handicap system, and it's made for your viewing pleasure.
And we're seeing it here again tonight. Trevor DeBoer, one of those drivers making his way from deep in the field. He is up inside the top 5, battling door to door. That's the 2nd and 3rd place cars, that 23 and the 53. DeBoer and Schwedick, they're side by side for position 5. At the front, Bazine and Ryan Dinning lead the way.
Mark Bazine up top in that Burger Barn 21X. Ryan Dinning down on the bottom in that 8 machine. Anyone who's been a fan here for any length of time knows that's basically the Ryan Dinning line.
Yeah, and he's worked it to perfection 1 week ago. Really became the Ryan Dinning we're used to seeing, as we're seeing again here tonight with Mark Bazine hanging on the outside of him. But Dinning leads the way over Bazine, Hale, Jim Lampman, and Trevor DeBoer. Right now your top 5. And guess what? Dave Bailey's getting pretty close to that top 5.
Yeah, Bailey's into the top 10 already in the 49. Out in front is Ryan Dinning in the Club 54 Racing, number 8.
He worked by a lap car up in corner number 2. Spencer General Thomas is the lap car going down, as now the top 6 will clear him. Out in front, Dinning, Bazine, and it's Lampman and Hale side by side for the 3rd spot.
there is still a lot of bite in this racetrack. Quite often the Thunderstocks race, when the track is slicked over, they're still able to really run aggressive with the throttle, Greg, and carry a lot of speed around this racetrack. That's why we're seeing the top 7 or 8 all on top of each other.
Ryan Denning at the line will lead on lap number 9, 11 to go. And Club 54, number 8, Mark Bazine back in the second spot. Chris Hale now closes the gap on him and has distanced himself from Jim Lampman and Trevor DeBoer.
This is as racy as we've seen Chris Hale in that 79 all season long. We talked about it earlier, but a brutal crash in the springtime this year at Southern Ontario Motor Speedway. That might have been part of the problem, but whatever was ailing Chris Hale's 79 machine seems to be fixed tonight.
Well, the top 5 has a new visitor. It's the 49 of Dave Bailey. The point leader has worked his way from the tail towards the front. He gets shuffled back coming off on corner number 4, but he's right there with all the top runners.
Ryan Denning with 4 car length advantage over Mark Bazine and Chris Hale. Then as Dave Bailey side by side with Jim Lampman for 4th. Ryan Beagle to the inside of Trevor DeBoer for 6th, and then Logan Schwedick all by himself in 8th.
12 laps complete, 8 circuits left for Ryan Denning, who is lengthening his gap over Mark Bazine, who is now fallen into the clutches of Chris Hale and Dave Bailey, who is right there running in the 4th spot. He's down to the inside of Jim Lampman. Now they'll go 3 wide with Chris Hale off of corner 4.
Chris Hale up high, Jim Lampman in the middle, Dave Bailey way down on the bottom. Lampman sails it into 1. Contact with Mark Bazine, does him a favor, knocks him straight again. We stay under green.
That left front looks wrong though on the Burger Barn 21X. We'll see if it's just sheet metal or the front of that car is okay.
Well, yeah, there's some problems on that 21, maybe some front-end alignment issues in that Burger Barn machine. He is definitely off the pace that he was running a little earlier. Dave Bailey up into 2nd, trying to track down Denning as Bazine goes around in 2, nearly collects Jeff Rullips, Donnie Lampman, and Terry Martin.
Caution flag will fly once again with 14 laps complete and 6 to go. Bazine will get the Burger Barn number 21X turned around and to the pit area. You see the left front is a mess. It's all cattywampus.
That's a ball-joint catastrophe on the left front of Mark Bazine. He'll be a little disappointed there. We're going to have a replay of the first incident coming up here. Oh, no, that's the most recent incident. So yeah, Lampman, as he was doing Bazine a favor, he got him turned sideways. He was actually helping him by knocking him straight again, then got up into that left front corner and collapsed the suspension.
So the Burger Barn team not having the night that they'd hoped to have with Mike Thorne already out. We'll get another angle at this one, and yeah, Jim Lampman just tagged that left rear. Christopher Hale narrowly escaped that mess.
Well, guys, let's talk a bit about how you officiate a call like that. Okay, so there is contact, and had Bazine spun at that moment and bring out a yellow, Lampman could very have easily been put to the back. But when you keep going and spin out a couple laps later, you can't go back and put Lampman tail for damaging the car that caused the spin clearly. It's just one of those racing deals. So unfortunately, in my opinion, it was called correctly. And had there been a yellow, then Lampman would have been due to go tail. But because they kept going, he's going to keep his spot. 2 of the best on the win list here at Ohsweken. Go at it. Ryan Denning and Dave Bailey at the front.
Denning down low, Bailey up high. We've watched this play out dozens of times before. The difference in the recent years is we've got so many more drivers that are able to mix it up as well. Trevor DeBoer on the 23, Chris Hale in the 79, Logan Schwedick in the 53, Jim Lampman in the 28. It's a 6-car breakaway.
5 laps left to go here for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock Division here at Ohsweken Speedway. Dave Bailey edges ahead. He had to go to the pit area after that early wreck. Got the right rear replaced, tore the fender off, and has marched his way through the field and showing why he is looking to become a 5-time Thunderstock champion.
5-time consecutive, 5 championships in a row. If he pulls it off this year for Dave Bailey, but Ryan Denning has not given up in that 8 machine. They remain side by side through 3 and 4.
Across the stripe, another time to complete lap number 17. 1 car around the corner 2, but it will head to the, well, no, it'll get going straight down the backstretch. We stay green. The fight at the front not over just yet. Bailey has the lead, but Dinning is fighting very hard on that inside line.
What was that old video game? Was it called Paperboy? Where there were just all sorts of obstacles would pop up from here and there. That's what this race reminds me of. There's things going on you just don't see. Cars basically stopped in front of the race leaders.
Third and fourth. Trevor DeBoer and Chris Hale trying to work by the lap traffic as we've got them all stacked up in behind the leaders. The white flag comes out. Dave Bailey, Ryan Denning 1 and 2, then a great battle behind them.
And this slower traffic ahead of Dave Bailey could play a factor as well. That's right up in Bailey's line. Here comes Ryan Denning closing in on the race lead.
Bailey slowed up just a little bit, gives Ryan Denning the inside line. Off of corner 4, who's going to have the advantage? Dave Bailey will squeak out the win over Ryan Denning. Then it's Trevor DeBoer, Chris Hale, and Jim Lampman, your top 5.
Greg Callan, All North Racing, powered by Pinty. You don't think Ryan Denning knew he was on live TV tonight? I expected more. I expected he might have just wiped Bailey right off the racetrack there, driving it into 3. But he ran him clean, he ran him hard. We're headed to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane with your top 3. Dave Bailey in the 49, Ryan Denning in the 8, Trevor DeBoer in the 23.
The heavy hitters all out tonight down on the podium in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. What a comeback run by Dave Bailey in the Queenston Chevrolet Gibbs Action Sport number 49 as Lone Wolf Fireworks lights up the sky here at Ohsweken Speedway.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he works his way out of the Gibbs Action Sports Queenston Chevrolet number 49, going for his 5th consecutive championship. He works his way out. How about it for Brewster Baker? Dave Bailey, ladies and gentlemen, picks up another win here at the Big O. Gets over there to shake hands with Ryan Denning. Tony, come on in here from Mr. Transmission as well, right here. Well, what a great run for you, Bailey, going for your 5th consecutive championship. Nights like tonight are the ones that help you get that done. Lap 1 wreck, flat tire, your car was destroyed. You managed to come back and make it work. Talk about your drive tonight.
First off, I got to thank everybody for that's back there. I'm not sure who was there doing it, but there's a bunch of mini stock guys, Thunder Carter guys. I seen Kozinga, my guys back there. Thanks to all of them. I always said you can't win championships, you can only lose them, and that was one that we almost could have lost, but those guys back there got us back out, and we were good.
Talk about your mindset. Lap 1, you're sitting over there in a pile, you can't see the damage, you don't know what's going on. What's your thought process?
No, I was angry. Angry race car drivers are fast race car drivers. And I had it stopped. I don't know what happened behind me, and I just kept getting piled into like 100 times, but whatever, the car's built strong, and those guys got it back out, and we were able to put on a show.
Let's send it up to Greg and Adam as we get ready with 2nd and 3rd. How about it for your feature win tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Dave Bailey gets it done.
A soft-spoken champion is Dave Bailey, but man, can he wheel a car, and he impressed us again tonight. Last week's Performer of the Week performs again here tonight.
Had to come all the way through the field. He did it in impressive fashion. And with a battle against Ryan Denning, man, oh man, over the years we've watched these two duke it out time and time again. Clinton Jeffrey is with Denning right now.
Ryan, Dave come over and gave you a big handshake, but you were cursing and swearing in the car. Obviously a little bit frustrated, but not anger towards your fellow competitors, just frustration that that one got away.
No, nothing against Dave at all. I didn't want to see that caution at all. I'm pretty sure I was gone, and I don't think they were going to get there, but we had a great race after that. Just I was going to dirty him on that last corner, and I just couldn't do it.
Let's talk about it. He got loaded up behind the slower car. He pushed up high. He definitely gave you that hole. You pitched it in there, but it took some massive car control to stay off the 49. You both could have wrecked at the end of that one.
Yeah, all I thought about when I went in there was chucking it in front of him, but I thought better of it and didn't think either one of us would make it through it. So whatever, 1st and 2nd, that'll do.
Got to be pleased, Ryan. Your program looks back on track.
It's getting there slowly. It's too bad it took all year.
Ryan Denning finished 2nd. Our 3rd place competitor, Trevor DeBoer. And Trevor, you kind of kicked off your season right on the first All North Racing broadcast by picking up an awesome run there. Can you be satisfied with how your season's gone so far, leading in Championship Friday next week?
Yeah, real happy with the way the seasons went this year. The car's been driving better than it has been, and on the MAVTV nights, it's really pulled through for me.
Looking good. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your top 3: Dave Bailey, Ryan Denning, and Trevor DeBoer. Get it done on Racing, powered by Pinty's here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane.
When we return, we'll be back with the Crate Sprint Car A main event on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's on MAVTV Canada.
Starting on the pole out of Hamilton in the number 56 is Derek Lemaire. On the outside of the front row from Mount Bridges in the 45, it's Nick Sheridan. Starting third out of Brantford, the 49L is Lucas Smith. Starting fourth from Vanessa, the 4 is Hannah Farrell. Rolling off fifth from Port Colborne, the 5D is Jacob Dykstra. Starting sixth from Ancaster, the 26X is Terry Baker. Starting seventh from Beachville, the 5, last week's winner is DJ Christie. And on the outside of row number 4 from Caledonia, the 88 is Jesse McDonald. Starting ninth in the number 29 from Binbrook, it's Liam Martin. And outside him from St. Thomas, the 52 is Jesse Costa. Starting 11th out of Hagersville, the 49H is Jerry Hill. Starting 12th from Freelton, the 43 is Darren Dryden. Starting 13th from London, the 4B is Ryan Litt. Starting 14th from Fonthill, the 08 is Stephen Beckett. Starting 15th out of Niagara Falls, the 70 is Bailey Hurd. Starting 16th from Rockwood, the 74 is Rob Neely. Starting 17th from Burford, the 12 is Brad Heron. Starting 18th out of Woodstock, the 29W is Tyler Ward. Starting 19th from Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. Starting 20th from Hagersville, the MK8 is Matthew Hill. Starting 21st is Blaine Barrow in the 3B out of Welland. And 22nd from Waterloo, the 19D is Alan Downey. Starting 23rd out of Beamsville, the 1A is Paul Klager. And starting 24th from Six Nations, the 20 is Johnny Miller. The Crate Sprint Car racing in 2019 has been absolutely spectacular. We expect nothing less here tonight. 24 cars will take the green flag in this 20-lap feature event in the Strickland's GMC Crate Sprint Cars. As always, Clinton Jeffrey giving us some great looks from his buggy on the inside of the racetrack as we look at DJ Christie in that beautiful black and yellow number 5. There's youngster Liam Martin in the 29. Our points leader on the outside, the 52, is Jesse Costa. As the white flag is in the air next time out of turn number 4, we will go green. Side by side, Derek Lemaire, a veteran of decades of motorsports, go-karts, stock cars, sprint cars, asphalt, dirt, he's raced it all, and Nick Sheridan, who's about to start high school.
Double greens go in the air for the Crate Sprint Car Division A main event, and they are 3 wide into corner 1. Hannah Farrell grabs the lead, but here comes the youngster, Nick Sheridan, to the top of the pile.
Bold move by Hannah Farrell. Would have been great had it been more successful, but still made that first lap exciting. It's Sheridan out in front of Lemaire and Farrell.
There's a bee's nest of activity all throughout this pack as now Lucas Smith moves to the inside of Derek Lemaire. They come close down the backstretch, fighting for that 3rd position.
Derek Lemaire takes basically evasive action to the outside, then kicks the car sideways. DJ Christie has to avoid the Burger Barn number 56 and his to Group Hill number 5. Problem for Jacob Dykstra, problem for Jesse McDonald in the same spot in 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure what went wrong there for Jesse McDonald, but he lost a lot of real estate. Now has it back up the full song as he continues across the stripe. Out in front, Nick Sheridan leads the way over Hannah Farrell and Lucas Smith, Derek Lemaire, and last week's winner, DJ Christie, riding in 5th.
So Jesse Costa, our points leader coming into this race in the number 52, has a little bit of ground to make up. Cars that are vying for that championship are running ahead of the 52 machine as he works over the back end of Jacob Dykstra in that black number 5.
Some bouncing around going towards the back of the pack. Alan Downey had some issues up in corner number 2, and this is all happening right in front of the leader as Nick Sheridan has caught the back of the pack. You can see Johnny Miller and Matt Hill as they come off of corner number 4 to complete lap number 6.
All night long we've seen different drivers struggle with corner entry. Right now not struggling at all is Nick Sheridan, but the cars he's trying to put a lap down right now, Greg, they are not handling all too well.
Yeah, Down across the stripe goes Nick Sheridan into corner number 1. 7 laps on the board, 13 to go here in the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Great Sprint Car Division. The leader thick in lap traffic as Hannah Farrell has 3 lap cars between her itself and the leader. And now Lucas Smith right there on her outside, but gets all bottled up behind Johnny Miller.
Wow, Blaine Barrow does a 360 out of turn 4. Johnny Miller slowed and had Lucas Smith right up in his tail tank. One driver that didn't slow was TJ Christie. Christie up to the 3rd spot.
Troubles again for Jesse McDonald. He's slow out of corner number 4, and the caution flag now will fly on lap number 9.
Man, oh man. How many drivers have we seen in the 9 laps of feature racing we have run in this event, Greg, have had an oh man moment? That could have been bad. We have a look at this replay. That's the 360 by Blaine Barrow, and you can see right there Lucas Smith in the 49 had nowhere to go. You've got to stay squared up with the car in front of you, because if Lucas Smith tries to go inside or outside, you run the risk of clipping a tire and destroying your race car.
Well, guys, situation in turn 1. Jesse McDonald comes to rest. He will be pushed back to the pit area. Now he's out of his car. So that may be the end of Jesse's night here, as he was eligible for 2 minutes in the work area. We'll see what happens now. The other situation there is Blaine Barrow. They believe a flat right front is the cause of that issue for Barrow. I was just on the radio commenting to Race Control to keep an eye on the 3, and as we were talking, he went around to turn 4, and they believe it was a right front for him. Not sure what's wrong with Jesse McDonald's 88.
Second place in points, Nick Sheridan leads the way, and he's right where he wants to be as he's trying to track down Jesse Costa, the point leader, coming into tonight. 17 points separated them. Earlier on, we had a chance to talk to Jesse Costa.
Well, we're standing by with the winner of round 1 of All North Racing, and he's had a great season here. Jesse, first off, though, congrats on being a new dad.
Thanks. It's been pretty awesome so far.
Talk about your run tonight. You know, you've run really good when the TV lights have come on. Getting to the end of the season, you're the point leader, looking to put the punctuation on a season that gave you trouble last year when you broke your back mid-season, leading both this and the Axe Sprint Tour points. What are your thoughts on these last 2 Friday nights?
First, we're just happy to be here after last year, but we're just trying to take it one race at a time. We got a tough pill draw tonight, though, so we're going to be starting last in the last heat, so we got our work cut out for us, but I think we can do it.
Jesse, it's really important that you guys get in those qualifying spots coming from the back. What's the key to make it in tonight?
You got to go from the drop of the green flag, and that's pretty much it.
Good luck tonight. There's Jesse Costa. He'll be driving that 52 tonight, going for another win here on All North Racing.
Back live on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's here on MAVTV Canada. Rejoining with 8 laps left to go, and Nick Sheridan leads the way over Hannah Farrell. Alan Downey slow up in corner 4. That'll put us back under the caution flag.
Back under yellow, 12 laps complete. And what they do, Greg, the lap cars do not go to the back. It's a single file restart in sprint car racing. And because, for example, if Nick Sheridan puts 3 cars a lap down, but Hannah Farrell doesn't pass them, it's not fair when we go to a restart if Hannah Farrell gets to start right behind the race leader. So those lap cars stay there as placeholders. When you have a longer green flag run, and then a restart, you'll find a lot of lap traffic amongst the leaders. When you have a quick yellow like this, the leaders have had a chance to sort themselves out, and right now what you're seeing is the top 4 spots on the racetrack are all lead lap cars, and then Trevor Young in the 51 is a lap down. So now Hannah Farrell in the 4, DJ Christie in the 5, Lucas Smith in the 49 have a free run on the race leader with no lap traffic between.
Hannah did a nice job to navigate her way around the lap cars on that last restart, and unfortunately for her, though, Nick Sheridan had just plumb taken off, and she was starting to catch him just a little bit, but now it's going to be a different restart altogether. Hannah looking for some redemption. Came home 3rd last week, but I believe was DQ'd in the tech barn, was she not?
That's right, I believe you're right. Some issue in technical inspection. But I'll tell you, Hannah Farrell has really picked up her game late in this race season. I don't think the performance of that 4 team was where they wanted it. I don't know what they've changed, but the last few weeks she's been up on the wheel. The car has been running well.
Back Back to the green flag, single file past that restart cone down on the front stretch. Nick Sheridan opens up the bottom. Hannah Farrell moves there, but Sheridan now will pull away down the back stretch.
3 wide coming off of turn number 2. Derek Lemaire was on the outside. Jesse Costa on the inside. Trevor Young in the middle, just hanging on to that 51 machine.
It has been a wild feature race, Adam, from front to back in this field. We've seen all sorts of action, and it's been entertaining. Now Johnny Miller has his issues in corner 1. Gets it back going as we continue to be green. The leader is Nick Sheridan. 14 laps on the board, 6 to go. Take a look at his nose wing, though. It has collapsed over on the leader's car.
Well, and that you can see that causing an issue in 3 and 4 right there. Kept losing the nose up the racetrack. 5 laps to go. Can he hold on to this advantage? Hannah Farrell is coming.
DJ Christie right there in third, not out of it, nor is Lucas Smith sitting in the 4th spot. Right now it's Nick Sheridan and Lucas Smith gaining some ground on Jesse Costa in the points, and as I say that, he has problems down the backstretch. Smoke coming out of the back end of the 52.
Jesse Costa slow on the racetrack through 3 and 4. He'll make the hard left turn out of 4, get down to the infield to not bring out a yellow.
Well, that just shook things up for next week, and Nick Sheridan hit a huge run up in corner number 1. Bicycles the car, gets it back under control, sails it down into corner 3 with Hannah Farrell in hot pursuit, coming to 2 laps left to go.
Hannah Farrell trying to catch the leader, DJ Christie in third, trying to catch, battles again for Nick Sheridan on 1. He is absolutely struggling in turn number 1.
And yet he has not given up much ground on either of those 2 laps. Hannah Farrell has not been able to capitalize. Will he do it again here with a white flag out?
Down into the corner, he tries a different line into turn 1. It's a little bit slower, but it works for him. Oh, Christie into Hannah Farrell. Contact for second.
How did they both stay going? Checkers coming out. Nick Sheridan will pick up win number 3 on the season. At the line for second, DJ Christie beats out Hannah Farrell. Lucas Smith comes home 4th, and 5th will go to Jacob Dykstra. How in the world did Hannah Farrell come across the line on all 4 wheels, as that was quite the contact there?
Spencer, our producer, we need to see a replay of turn 2 on the white flag lap between DJ Christie and Hannah Farrell. That should have been a devastating 2-car crash on a very high-speed portion of this racetrack. Here we have a look, white flag. You saw Hannah Farrell get a little out of shape, DJ Christie trying to clear. That's hard racing, but how you make that contact in a sprint car and not destroy 2 race cars is beyond me.
Great feature event for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division as Lone Wolf Fireworks lights up the sky for Nick Sheridan, the winner. Once again, the rookie driver now unofficially would be the point leader.
I'm a little curious if Hannah Farrell gets out of her car and goes and punches DJ Christie right in the chops. And I'm not saying what DJ did was dirty, but it would have definitely got her attention. I'm curious to see the kind of conversation. Hannah Farrell, the way she's walking around that 4-car tells me she is not really thrilled about how things went down at the end of that race as the crews are starting to show up, and she's wisely walking it off a little bit down there.
Well, guys, if I can jump in here, just want to make a quick mention. Look at the nose wing, all askew here on Nick Sheridan's car. Had that come off, he would have been the cause of the caution. Would have had to go tail. He's up on the roof. How about it for Nick Sheridan, ladies and gentlemen? Picks up another feature win here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's on MAVTV Canada. Nick, what an amazing season you've had. First off, we make a big deal about your age. How old are you, buddy?
I'm 14.
14, ladies and gentlemen. Are you excited to go back to school?
No, not at all. I'd rather be here at the racetrack every weekend. But, I mean, man, I guess we do have to do things sometimes don't want to do. But, man, tonight it was definitely a really, really raucous ship of a car. I'm so happy with what we did, man. I really got to thank my whole crew, my brothers here, Rick, Jimmy, my dad, everyone else who helps out. A bunch of my sponsors are here, Vibrant Farms, the other guys are here. I know a lot of other people that came help us out. I also want to thank Pride Seeds, Belfort Property Restoration, and, Reach Performance Engines, everyone else that helps out in this car. I'm so happy to be back here with you, Clint. This is awesome.
We got time, buddy. You don't got to rush. What a run for you guys. Big setup for you guys. Obviously, a big weekend. Your brother's got a big weekend ahead. You set the family on the right course, though, on Labor Day weekend. Congrats.
Thanks, Clint. I really hope we can put it all together with my brother on the weekend, too. It's going to be really fun out there at Jacassa. I mean, he might argue with me, but I still like this dirt stuff.
Let's talk about points quickly. Jesse Costa blew up there at the end, and you won. So you didn't know Jesse's out of this one, but he's out. Tight points battle going in the final night next week.
I can't believe Jesse blew up. I mean, I really hate to hear someone blow up. I never like to hear that. But, I mean, for me, that's really awesome to put us in the points lead. But hopefully we can all battle it out with Lucas Smith and I and some other guys that are up there. But I'm going for a championship.
Back to school soon. How about it for young Nick Sheridan? We'll get us up with second and third. Back to you guys for 1 minute.
I just wish Nick Sheridan would get excited when good things happen to him, Greg.
Great to see that raw emotion down there. What a talented kid, and he's talented not just behind the wheel, but behind the microphone.
And I want to see these two drivers side by side for this interview. Clinton, this might be the most awkward spot to be in.
Referee here, guys. I don't want to talk about. What a run, though, DJ. You were coming strong at the end. A slight bit of contact with Hannah there. You both made it out without dumping your cars, which is a miracle when you see this review. Talk about your drive first, DJ.
Well, it was a great drive. We started 7th, and we got our way up to 3rd, and then it was a tight battle there with Hannah. And I'll be honest, I just screwed up. I went into turn 2 and I hit the slick and went right up the racetrack. It's all my fault. I'm sorry. Well, I'm thankful we didn't wreck anything. But I got to thank all my sponsors, DeGroot Hill, Weatherskin, Transportation Repair, John Entel, Castro Edge, Wild Sprinting, Brachetto Bros, and that's all.
Couple good weeks for DJ Christie. You had a couple good weeks, too. I mean, there was a small issue with your tech car last night, but this car's still... You got to be pleased with how it's running lately, and the guys we're talking about, you seem to really have your program right coming into the final weeks. Talk about that quickly.
Yeah, we seem to be very consistent lately. 3 top 3s in the last 3 weeks. That's really good for us. It was bad what happened last week, but we're obviously still just as fast.
Talk about that last lap contact with DJ. What was going through your mind?
I really didn't think I was going to land on 4 wheels. I thought I was going all the way over, but we'll take a 3rd place over a DNF.
They have it. How about a hand for our top 3 tonight? They get it done. Young Nick Sheridan, DJ Christie, and Hannah Farrell, your top 3 in the Stricklands. GMC Crates here in All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. That's all from Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. Guys, 2 more features still to come.
HRW Automotive Mini Stocks are up next, and we'll see their feature. 25 laps the distance on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. Christopher French will start from the pole. He's out of Stratford in the 54 car. To his outside, Aiden Nye from Simcoe in the 88. Row number 2 to the inside, Trevor Watt from Niagara Falls in the 19T, and Tim Newell in the 26 will start in 4th. Going from 5th, he came close to his first career win 1 week ago in that 69 from Dundas. It's Rob Twitchett. And going from 6th out of Ohsweken, the 188, Paul Longboat. Going from 7th, Jason Tolton out of Guelph in car number 1. And rolling off from position number 8 from Welland, the 7C, is Cole Hardy. 9th position, that'll be Fabio Oliveri from Ancaster in the 16. Alongside him, Kevin Thorne from Caledonia in the 360. Going from 11th out of Smithville, the 6X, that's Mike Sirentakos. And alongside in the 12th starting position from Waterford, the 46 is Wade Thorne. Starting in 13th out of Dundas, the 21, last week's winner, Jonathan Ayrton. And alongside him, the impressive rookie going from 14th, Ryan Hiller out of New Hamburg in the 21H. Tristan De Silva, he's up there in the top 3 in points coming into tonight. He goes from 15th. He's out of Waterdown in the 0-1. Tim DeBoer alongside him in the mix for the points championship. 16th starting spot for him. He's out of York. Going from the 17th spot, Dusty DeBoer from Hagersville in the 23. Alongside him, the point leader from Ancaster, Kyle Wirt in car number 19. Martin Schroeder, first of the B main cars in the 60 machine, will go from 19th. And in 20th, the 96 of Brian Crosgrove. He hails from Hamilton. Starting 21st from Hagersville, the 16J, Jeremy May. And scheduled to go from the 22nd spot, the 11 of the pinball, Mike Guyberson. Of course, he had that rollover earlier on tonight. 23rd starting spot to Tim Jamieson from Ohsweken in the 177. 24th, Cody Somerville from Caledonia in the 517. 25th, Jason Dixon out of Brantford in car number 6. Tyler Lafontaise starts 26th out of Thorold in the 96T. Steve Miller scheduled to go from the 27th starting spot in car 79. And Dave Goodacre in the 28th starting spot from Brantford in car 05.
All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Mr. Transmission, Canada's transmission and technology experts.
Take Mr. You're a friend of mine.
Ready to go with the HRW Automotive Mini Stock. Main event, 25 laps, extra distance for them tonight as Gale's Auto Aftermarket presents the Cash Blast. The double greens are out, and they fire down the front stretch.
4, 5 wide down into turn 1, and oh, Paul Longboat is on his roof in the 188. Come on, finish the flip. He could have finished that roll and driven away. I'm confident with it. He may still be able to refire that car and take off. No, he can't. There's no left rear. Is that the right rear?
Right rear.
For 2.5 pounds, Paul Longboat was disqualified last week from his feature win. He was hoping for redemption tonight for $1,000 on the line, and he is not going to get it. We have a look again down into turn 1. Contact with Rob Twitchett in the 69. That car bounced. Where did his right rear go? We see that it's gone, but I didn't see it disappear. Let's watch for the right rear of the 188. Okay, there it goes. Up the racetrack, off the end of the track.
That was unspectacular. I was expecting it to go way up in the air, but it just kind of quietly rolled up the banking.
We have pretty high expectations these days of what we expect to happen because we have seen some spectacular stuff over time here. Paul Longboat's out of the race car, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause. Clinton Jeffrey is down on the scene.
Well, he's got a smile on his face. He was hoping to redeem last week's disqualification here with a big win tonight. You ran really good last week, but 2 pounds, actually it was 3 at the Tech Barn, got you. So I'm sure you ate a couple more cheeseburgers. We're hoping for better things tonight, but no luck.
No luck tonight. I was kind of disappointed about last week, but everything's okay. I just want to let everybody know, my family in the stands, I'm okay. It wasn't nothing. I held on. I'm fine. I'm not hurt. I'm good to go.
All right, good job. He's Bone Longboat, Paul Longboat, one of our regulars. Had a great run last week, got it taken away by 3 pounds light over the scales, was looking to rebound tonight, rebounded up onto his roof.
And Adam, I think what we learned last week, although he was disqualified, he can win in this division.
He was very fast. It was a victory lane. It was probably my favorite victory lane celebration of the year because it was absolutely authentic. The joy that he had in victory lane. And I mean, everyone's happy when they win. But to watch that interview, I wish we had set this up and told Spencer we'd want to have a look at it again because it was just really cool to watch how happy he was down there. And this is racing, folks. 1 week you're on top of the world, and the next week you're on top of a wrecker.
So Paul Longboat will get the tow to the pit area, and things will get lined up back here on the front stretch as we're still under the red, but the drivers have been told that they can line up down here on the front stretch to get ready for the restart.
So the way our starts and restarts work here in the fender divisions, once the green is out and the race has begun, you can fan out. That's why you'll see in the Thunder stocks and the mini stocks, these cars will be 3-4 wide before they get to the line. On a sprint car restart, we use a cone system, so it's single file. You cannot pull out a line until you pass the cone, which is just before the start-finish line. So we are going to see this again. Christopher French in the 54, Aiden Nye in the 88. They're going to bring the field to green, but cars behind them as they come up to speed are going to fan out 3, 4, 5 wide.
Christopher French, Aiden Nye on the front row, Trevor Want. And Tim Newell back there in row number 2. Rob Twitchett, Cole Hardy, row number 3. Kyle McKenzie gets the double greens back in hand as still 25 laps to go in this one. Complete restart. And look at the run by Trevor Wan as the green flag came out. He got a great run down the front stretch, leads into corner 1. Aiden Nye working the outside line.
Tolton in that number 1 car up into the 3rd spot. Fabio Oliveri with a good start. Look at DeBoer in the number 9 working his way well into the top 10.
Lots of battling going on from 5th on back. Tim DeBoer is where it really starts to get interesting. He's side by side with Rob Twitchen. Got Ryan Hiller, Wade Thorne, and the point leader, Kyle Wirt, right behind him, that white and green machine.
Kyle Wirt having to check up a little bit on the inside. That allows Wade Thorne up high. Ryan Hiller, wow, look at Wade Thorne down into turn 3. He just passed 3 cars going into 3 and 4.
And Ryan Hiller trying to do the exact same thing, but on the outside line. Here he goes around Fabio Oliveri, and on the bottom side, Tim DeBoer. Great action down there. Now Tim DeBoer gets a little bit sideways. The point leader will sneak by him on the inside and bring Tristan De Silva down to the same line as he just made the pass on.
Tristan De Silva in that Let's Landscape Together number 01, a young man from Burlington, Ontario. He is a factor in the points championship, but he's a little bit farther behind Kyle Wirt and the DeBoer family, so he's got some ground to make up. He's got to get ahead of these other drivers, but having a great season.
Oh, Newell into the back of the Want number 19T, and that will stack up 4 cars. Caution flag comes out. Trevor Want, Tim Newell, Fabio Oliveri, and it is Jeremy Cooper, I believe it is, there in the 92, also caught in that melee.
Newell has a very aggressive driving style in that 26 machine. He drove it in there hard. They just got locked up, and the cars behind them had nowhere to go. But if we get a look at the replay, all of the points championship contenders, or I should say 3 of the 4, watch for the Kyle Wirt number 19 and the 9 just coming into the screen. There's the wreck in 3. There goes DeBoer. There goes Wirt. There goes Tristan De Silva. We could very well be talking about 3 of our top 4 championship contenders getting racked up in that one accident. So the safety crew trying to orchestrate the drivers separating themselves, but these cars seem to be locked together. We're going to have to lift up the Trevor Want number 19 and get them separated.
Yeah, out of the problem down here, Jeremy Cooper able to back up the 92 Glow and Go tanning machine. He's able to drive out of this one with issue. Fabio Oliveri's got issues on the left rear of this Kubota number 16. Then you got the Newell 26, who is actually, I got a message to wish him a happy retirement. So happy retirement, Tim. Not the way you wanted that to go. Trevor Want also had some horrible luck the last few weeks and most of the season. He was the driver that pulled off while leading last week and made that one mistake. He will need a hook here. I don't think it's the end of his night, though, guys. I do think it is the end of the night for Fabio here, but the rest of the guys look like they can continue. We'll get back to you in just a moment.
Fabio in that Kubota number 16, yeah, he got in there with a little head of steam from behind. Newell and Want, when they made contact, they kind of came to a grinding halt. Fabio Oliveri had a bit of a run at it, but as you say that, Clint, Oliveri backs that 16 car up and he's going to try to drive it away.
He drives away, Adam, and it looked worse, but it looks pretty good now. He's got left rear fender hanging off and possibly a left rear flat or going down, but the car looks not too bad from here, but he is very slow as he drives away. Trevor Want's 19 car gets lifted up, and they're going to put the hood back on for him. He looks like he'll be able to continue as long as he can get away from the side of the Newell 26 here, and they're still hung up a little bit, but we think Want can drive out of this one as soon as he gets it fired up.
We're going to take this opportunity to have a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see the remainder of the Mini Stock 25-lap feature event, as well as the 20-lap 360 dirt sprint car feature.
All North Racing is brought to you by Case IH, a global leader in agriculture and farm equipment. Racetime Radio, we get you closer. Sunday night, 6:45 p.m. Eastern on racetimeradio.com and SiriusXM at 9 p.m. Eastern on channel 167.
All North Racing powered by Pinty's ready to go with the remainder of the HRW Automotive Mini Stock feature event. 3 laps are on the board, 22 to go in the Gales Auto Aftermarket Cash Blast. Jason Tolton will bring us to the green flag now. Jason Tolton in car number 1, his first time out in front in this feature event. He's got Wade Thorne right behind him. The point leader is right in the thick of it. He's driving that white and green number 19, right there inside the top 5.
The gang is all there, 4 in a row. Kyle Wirt in the 19, Tim DeBoer in the 9, Tristan De Silva in the 01 and the 23 of Dusty DeBoer. Those are your top 4 point contenders running in 5th through 8th right now.
Here comes Wade Thorne to the inside of Jason Tolton as they work down the backstretch. Thorne your leader. Tolton there in second. Ryan Hiller in that 21H works the outside line of Tolton coming off a corner 4.
Tim DeBoer just had his hands full in that Timson number 9, got all sorts of sideways in 4. He was able to keep it off Kyle Wirt.
Guys, watch the one of Jason Tolton, flat left front on the 3rd place car.
There's another driver that just can't catch a break this year. He's a Hart Hill Memorial winner in the past. Now, pieces flying off up in corner 4.
And that is the hood of the Kyle Wirt number 19. There's 2 parts to this story. This is going to have to bring out a yellow as the hood is there in turn 4. Now Kyle Wirt takes that 19 to the pits. You can keep driving without a hood in the mini stock division, but because that was his debris, he would have had to go to the back for this restart. So Kyle Wirt instead ducking into the pits, not sure if he's going to try to get service on that car or if his night is done.
Well, when he went into corner 1, the car looked like it had something go wrong on the right front, and it kind of juked in the corner, and then he decided to go up the banking. So something may have happened separate from the hood down in corner 1.
Well, Fabio Olivieri down, stopped in turn 4 again, dropped the window net. His night may be done. And we get the hood piece off the Wirt machine.
And a flat right rear tire for Kyle Wirt. See, the tires on that 19 seem so low profile to me anyhow that it's hard to tell when a tire is up or down, but watching that replay definitely looks like he had a right rear tire go down.
2 horrible weeks for Kyle Wirt. He was on cruise control for a championship. We have another replay here as post hood falling off. Kyle Wirt comes out of corner 4. You see that right rear is completely flat. And then he goes down in corner 1, and I'm sure that's why I saw what I saw. The car kind of snapped to the right a bit, and he was just trying to get that car under control, the right rear down.
Is it possible he drove over his own hood? Let's go to Clinton Jeffrey with the Case IH track report.
Well, guys, you can see the track has smoothed out very nicely here in turn 3 and 4, but down in turn 1, there's one big rut that has caused some issues down there. Track crew's going to look at it and see if they can smooth that out for the 360 feature, as the mini stocks have been told to double up. But down here in 3 and 4, things look great for your Case IH track report.
Well, coming into tonight, Kyle Wirt had a 4-point lead over Dusty DeBoer in that white and blue number 23. He sits in the 6th spot right now. 12 points over Tim DeBoer in the white and red number 9. And only 21 points up on Tristan De Silva in the 0-1. So those 3 drivers kind of licking their chops right now to see Kyle Wirt having problems.
The bad news is he's outside of the top 20. The bad news for Kyle. The good news is there's still 19 laps to go, and if anyone can tear through this field, find a line that nobody else is running and keep his foot to the floor, it's Kyle Wirt.
Back to the green flag. Wade Thorne and Ryan Hiller now make up the front row. As they come to the green flag, Thorne will jump out to the lead. They're 4 wide behind the top 2.
Tristan De Silva heads to the outside of the racetrack. He's going to make that a battle for the 3rd spot. Out in front, it's Thorne trying to hold off Hiller. Tyler Lafantase in the 96 machine. Not a regular competitor this year at Ohsweken Speedway, but he has all sorts of speed whenever he does show up.
Down into corner number 1, Wade Thorne leads the way over Ryan Hiller. Hiller draws up on his back bumper, a couple car lengths back to Tim DeBoer. In spot number 3, he's under fire from Dusty DeBoer and the 96. Tyler Lafantase making a rare appearance here in 2019.
Man, Wade Thorne's car got evil there in turn number 4. Ryan Hiller was trying to dart to the outside of him, and he had to lift for a second because it looked like Thorne was going to charge up the racetrack. That allows Tim DeBoer to start to close that distance along with Tyler Lafantase.
Wade Thorne holds the lead down in corner number 4. Hiller working the outside line, gets a rear end a little sideways on the exit of corner 4, gives up some track position. Now he'll get another good run down in corners 1 and 2 with Tim DeBoer tucked right up on his back bumper.
That Hiller, number 21, does some weird things at the exit of turn 4. The car looks like it's twisted right up coming off the corner, but it's plenty fast.
Sun gets really wide. Tim DeMore steps down to the inside line. Trying to get by that 21H. Oh, man, they came close there.
Little bit of contact. Tim DeMore might have cut down a right front tire, and that Tim's in number 9. He is slow on the backstretch.
Lots of bumps and bobbles out there right now as we see mid-pack. The 88 of 8 and 9 getting a little bit sideways in corner 4. Getting racy with a 21. Last week's winner, Jonathan Ayrton, who rides right now back in the 6th spot.
No flat tire on that number 9, but he is way off the pace. He's fallen out of the top 10. He's going to take the hard right turn and take that car into the pits.
So there goes 3rd place in points to the pit area. He will not gain ground on Kyle Word, who is still out there. He's making some moves past cars, but not anywhere near contending for a win in this one.
He's just outside the top 10. He's running in about the 12th position, battling with Cole Hardy in the 7C down the backstretch. But out in front, it's all Wade Thorne as we reach the halfway mark. 13 laps down, 12 laps to go.
Tyler Lafontaine sits in the 2nd spot. He's a former champion here at Ohsweken Speedway. He knows how to get it done, and here he is riding right behind Wade Thorne as he's gotten by Ryan Hiller.
I'm going to test this theory. Rob Twitchett is out there not too far behind Kyle Wirt, driving the Cal Tire number 69. He's had a stretch of bad luck this year, contact on the racetrack that has led to cut tires. So his sponsor, Cal Tire, says, listen, I'm happy to sponsor you, but you've got to stop getting flat tires out there. It doesn't look good for business. So Rob Twitchett said, you guys are jinxing me every week. So there, we talked about him positively. Let's see how he does from here on in.
Yeah, he gave me trouble last week. I talked to him before the race, and I said, I feel like this is your night. And he ran up front all night long, and then right towards the end, cut a tire down, had to go to the pits. And heartbreak for Rob Twitchett trying to get that first career win. He's been at this a long time.
And racers are a superstitious bunch. Much like any other athlete, any other sport. But I think in racing, I mean, there were long-time serious superstitions. You would never see green on a race car. You would never see the number 13. Nobody was to eat peanuts in the pits. I don't know where that one came from, Greg.
I wouldn't last long with that one. I love me some peanuts. Wade Thorne out in front as they work by some lap traffic. Thorne, Lafontaine, Hiller, and Dusty DeMore, the top 4. They've broken away from 5th place Tristan De Silva, and here comes a fight for the lead.
Lafontaine with a good run out of 2 as Fabio Oliveri gets together with Newell in the 26. Not sure if that was a thank you from an incident earlier on in this feature race, but what a battle for the lead with 7 laps remaining. Wade Thorne has the spot, but there's 3 drivers right on his tail looking to take it over.
Into corner 3 they go. Lafontaine right there. Ryan Hiller hasn't gone away. Now he makes a move to the outside of the 96 car. Dusty DeMore still within striking distance, trying to reel in the top 3. As there is now 19 laps complete and 6 circuits left to go in this one.
Man, oh man, these are times when Wade Thorne's going to be happy he doesn't have a rear view mirror as Lafontaine and Hiller just going to town in that battle for second. Now here they both come to battle for the lead with Jason Tolton in the 1. Big problems right in front of the leaders.
Into corner 1 they go. Thorne, Hiller, Lafontaine, your top 3 as they get by Jason Tolton. Still plenty of lap traffic right in front. This time by, it'll be 4 laps left to go for Wade Thorne. Driving that Buckwald Landscaping, number 46.
What a race, what a battle. It is anybody's event here in this top 3. Even the top 4, Dusty DeMore in that 23, should something happen to this lead trio. But down the back straightaway again, it's going to be 3 laps remaining this time as Thorne makes a late decision to drive to the inside of Newell. Lafontaine makes contact with the 26.
And that allows Dusty DeMore to catch Lafontaine. Change for the lead at the front. Hiller led at the line. He's on the outside line of Thorne. Thorne now settles back into the 2nd spot. Lap traffic in front.
2 flags in the air means 2 laps to go this time as Ryan Hiller has taken the lead. Wade Thorne trying to battle back. He's got to take evasive action around the lap traffic.
Good battle for the 3rd spot as well. Dusty DeBoer and Tyler Lafontaine are door to door. But at the front, it's Ryan Hiller looking for his first career win. Wade Thorne right behind him, the second spot. They've worked by all the lap traffic, coming to the white flag.
Wade Thorne cut a really nice turn there in 3 and 4, closes into within half a car length of Ryan Hiller. Down into turn 1, he'll drive to the bottom.
Side by side at 1 and 2, Thorne goes way up the track, right up alongside Hiller. They're door to door halfway down the backstretch.
There's $1,000 on the line for the winner. Who's it gonna be through 3 and 4? Thorne slides up the track. Contact with Hiller. It's a drag race.
Thorne at the line wins by a nose over Ryan Hiller. And Tyler Lafontaine will cross the line in third. Dusty DeBoer fourth, and Tristan De Silva with another solid outing comes home in fifth.
Unofficially, the margin of victory was 28 thousandths of a second between Wade Thorne and Ryan Hiller, and I am really curious to see if it's going to be a happy celebration. I mean, these guys laid it on the line. Let's have another look. Wade Thorne down the inside, and now he's going to slide up and try to use up Ryan Hiller's line.
Yeah, he wasn't purposely trying to get up there. You could see those the front wheels turned hard to the left. It pushed, and then contact on the rear. Thorne holds onto it, and then he works Hiller down the track to hold his momentum.
Wade Thorne picks up the feature win here tonight. He gets it done on the final go round. Gets over here, and we'll congratulate Ryan Hiller as we get set to go with victory lane. Wow, what a finish, ladies and gentlemen. How about it for your mini stocks tonight? Wade, what a drive. You and Ryan Hiller going for what was going to be a dynamic finish here. Talk about your night for us and that final couple of laps.
I told my dad today, I'm like, you know what, I guarantee we're going to be leading on lap 15, and it's not going to be a regular night, and we're going to lose this race. And I mean, with 3 to go there, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to watch this slip away. And I drove it in as hard as I could into one, and I actually bit, and I couldn't believe it.
Talk about that contact on turn 4 when you actually got a piece of Ryan coming to the checkers.
Oh, that was great. I threw it in really hard, and I knew he was going to try and cross me because these things really work well on the bottom when you cross underneath. And man, like I can't thank everybody enough for this car. I mean, we've had such a terrible month. Blown a motor, ripped the rear end of the car. My dad, my girlfriend, Ken, all our sponsors helped us keep it out here. My buddy borrowed me his car a couple weeks ago. I can't thank everybody enough. We would not be here without them.
All right, where's Gail? Gail, jump in here. Gail's got a hat for you. You got to put that new hat on. Wade, take off the Mr. Transmission hat. And if you wear that hat, Gail's going to get in here and give you that big envelope for $1,000. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Your $1,000 winner, Wade Thorne, tonight picks up the win from Gail's Auto Aftermarket. That'll do it for our winner, guys. We'll get set up with second and third. We'll be right back.
Gail Hill, such a wonderful supporter of racing here at Ohsweken Speedway. He loves the entry-level classes, and he's sponsored just about all of them. Always happy to show up and share some prize money with these drivers. And Clinton Jeffrey getting set up was second and third. I was pretty excited to see Ryan Hiller with a big smile on his face for that celebration when Wade Thorne came over to give him his congratulations. Clinton's set up was second and third in Mr. Transmission victory lane.
Ryan, you're a newcomer to the dirt. You almost won your biggest first race and a huge payday. How disappointing is that, but you're still smiling?
Well, I mean, I got a smile. It's still a big payday for me, I guess. Not making too much right now. But, yeah, it was awesome racing Wade. He's a really great guy, a great friend. Man, I really wanted to beat him, though.
Talk about that last turn. Coming out of turn 4, he took a shot at you. You guys are wheel to wheel coming down to that line. Take us through it.
Yeah, well, all race was pretty slick up high coming out of 4. Almost looped it a few times, so I knew he was going to throw it under me, so I thought if I could just get under him and get that run off. But did a good job shutting the door. I just smoked him, didn't want to wreck him, but that was good racing.
Good job, Ryan Hiller. Third place over here, Tyler LaFont. Tyler, this place, you're former champion here. This used to be your home track, but you ran very good in a couple appearances here on the Big Money Races. You got to be pleased with your 2019 runs here at Ohsweken.
Oh yeah, I love racing here. These guys racing door to door every time I come up here and run with these guys, so it's a great time. I love it. I really enjoy it.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your top three, Wade Thorne, Ryan Hiller, and Tyler Fontaine. Get it done here on Gale's Cash Blast 25 as Pinty's and Mr. Transmission bring us All North Racing right here on MAVTV Canada.
25 cars strong and 20 laps the distance here for the 360 sprint cars. Your starting lineup will look like this. Going from the pole out of Tonawanda, New York, and the Fiberworks Composite car number 7NY, Matt Farnham. Going from second out of Scotland, in the Total Rentals car, number 87X, it's Sean Evans. Rolling off third out of Alden, New York. In the Fiberworks Composite car, number 49K, the straight shooter, Scott Kruder. Starting in the fourth spot, that's where we'll find the point leader from Mississauga, Ontario, the car star, Brantford. Car number 17X, the highlight man, Mac DeMann. And going from fifth out of Tilsonburg in the Burger Barn, number 13, Corey Turner. He'll go from the fifth spot. Rolling off sixth, in the Steyrs Racing car number 0 out of Fenwick, the Red Rocket, Jim Hoopinen. Starting seventh out of Brantford, drive the CarQuest Auto Parts, number 10 Downtown, Mitch Brown. Alongside him from Dorchester in the Case IH, car number 1, Holly Porter. Back in row number 5 to the inside from Beamsville. In the part source, car number 88H, that'll be Josh Hansen. Alongside him, second place in points out of Scotland, Ontario, driving the Sovereign Fusion 47X D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook. Going from 11th out of Ohsweken, the Nitro 54 variety, number 15 of Dan Nanico. Going 12th out of Caister Center in the Charlie B. Honey, car number 11, that'll be Jamie Turner. Starting 13th out of Caister Center, driving the Kingpin Farms, car number 91, Ryan Turner. And going 14th out of Carlisle, driving the Nitro 54 variety, number 9, Steve Lyons. Going 15th out of Ohsweken in the Case IH, car number 68, Aaron Turkey. And his line mate starting 16th out of St. Williams, the Gales Auto Aftermarket, 21, John Burbridge Jr. Starting 17th out of Thamesford, the Vipon, car number 45 of Curtis Gartley. And rolling off 18th out of London, the Pinewood Horticulture, number 7, that'll be Caleb Wood. Starting 19th in the Jason Enterprises, car number 46. From Caister Center, Kevin Pauls. 20th out of Grimsby, the 90 of Travis Cunningham. Going 21st from Lewiston, New York, the 81, Derek Jonathan. 22nd starting spot from Charing Cross, the 9B of Scott Burke. Rolling off 23rd from Brantford in the Little Ben 110, that'll be Jake Brown. And starting in 24th out of Thetford, the 5D, Shane Ross. And in the final starting position, not sure if he'll make the call though, missed his heat tonight, from Fenwick, the 27H, the Fenwick Flyer, Tom Hoopinen. The most fabulous sight in all of motorsports, folks. Here, live in attendance, on your feet, and wave these drivers on, 24 strong. They are 4 wide and fancy for you, the fans. This is the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars. We're ready to go racing here right now, though the white flag has been displayed. 2x2, 12 rows of beautifully prepared sprint cars ready to come to life. Matt Farnham, Sean Evans on the front row. The Strickland GM pace truck ready to pull off on the backstretch. Kyle McKenzie with double greens in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, you came looking for a show. Well, here you go. Let's end all the anticipation as we bring to you our feature presentation. Oh, Matt Farnham around in corner number 2. Sean Evans collected. And I don't know how there wasn't anyone else caught up in that mess.
You know, you could almost read Matt Farnham's mind. He got into 2. Scott Kruder made a nice move on him, and I think he just hesitated for a second, wondering where Kruder was going to wind up, and as soon as he did, he was past the point of no return. He just couldn't save it. When we see the replay, you're going to see there's 2 distinct actions that he took in that corner. Watch Kruder go down into turn number 1. He's in second spot. He's going to pull basically a slider on Farnham. I don't know if Farnham didn't want to commit to turning it to the inside or if he had second thoughts or if something happened with the race car, but it was that move that led to the spin.
A fairly solid hit there by Sean Evans, who then had no steering left and drove up into the wall on the backstretch. He is out of the car, so good to see there. And Matt Farnham talking with the safety crew down there as well.
Clinton Jeffrey rolling in to have a look. I almost wonder if Matt Farnham is asking to be pushed off.
Well, the left rear is destroyed, so he's going to need time in the work area.
It's possible that just the left rear needs to be changed. If it didn't damage the rear end, he could rejoin this field. But he's going to have to give up that sweet starting spot at the front. We'll have another look.
And McDeman just barely gets by. Oh, Jim Hoopinen as well.
And then everybody on the inside funneling down. And that's a part of the race, Greg. These drivers don't have spotters. There's nobody on the radio. It is just them and their race cars. And that's a point in the race where you're trying to take every advantage you possibly can. And then you have to check up and take evasive action. So top-notch driving there by the entire 360 sprint car field. We had an opportunity earlier on to catch up with Dylan Westbrook. Clinton was with him before the races.
Well, the guy everybody's chasing here this year and for the last 2 seasons is this guy, Dylan Westbrook. Dylan, you come into the last 2 nights with a shot at your 3rd straight championship. How cool would that be to get that done?
Well, it'd be really cool, especially with switching to the new team with Miles Hill and Phil's racing. So it'd be really cool for my first year switching teams to be able to get a championship with them. So that's kind of what we're going for. It's kind of like this tonight and next week. So have 2 more good runs, and I think we should be able to do it.
What's it been like battling your teammate?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. We have pretty good equipment. We both have top-notch equipment, and then we get to go back to work at the same shop. So all week we're kind of back and forth, bugging each other about who's going to win, but it makes it a lot of fun.
Keep your eye on D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook here as he goes for his 3rd straight championship with the Big O.
Greg, have you noticed Dylan Westbrook's getting a lot more comfortable in front of the microphone?
Yeah, he definitely is, and hard to believe it was just 2016 he made his first start, and now he's tied Glenn Stiers for most career wins in a 360 sprint car at this place. That's where he's getting all the practice behind the microphone.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the 20-lap sprint car A main event when we return.
All North Racing is brought to you by Case IH, a global leader in agriculture and farm equipment. Racetime Radio, we get you closer. Sunday night, 6:45 p.m. Eastern on racetimeradio.com and SiriusXM at 9 p.m. Eastern on channel 167.
Back on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's at Ohsweken Speedway. We're going to try to get this feature race going again. Now troubles up in corner 3 as Scott Burke will slow to a stop and will stay under the yellow flag.
So, Clinton Jeffrey, if you've got ears on, I'll give you a second to get your microphone up and functional. Matt Farnham should have got 2 minutes in the work area unless he decides or the team decides they can't get the work completed. Was there more damage on that race car than we initially thought?
Yeah, Adam, the issue here is a problem with the left rear. I think they realized the top wing was shredded as well. I actually cut my face open walking into it. So we'll see what happens here. They were back there. They were 40 seconds into their work time, and then it just came over the radio that they are done. So not sure what the team found or whether they felt they couldn't get it all completed. They had stopped thrashing. What a run for Matt Farnham. The kid come out, won 2 Action Sprint Tour or crate races already this year, has been running amazing in the 360s and the big block. Certainly a big talent on the dirt to come.
Well, almost caught up in that last caution flag was the point leader, McDeman. Clint had a chance to talk to him earlier here tonight.
Well, one of the drivers we're going to watch tonight is McDeman. Mac, you come into tonight with a chance to win your first 360 championship. You're battling 2 of the best drivers in this division. What do you got to do here in the next 2 Fridays to put your name on the top of that trophy?
Just consistency, keep doing what we're doing, get those top 3 finishes, and take my time getting through lap traffic, and you know, you can't wreck a car trying to get through lap traffic like Dylan or Scott have done. So just consistency and just putting a good car out there every night.
Now you're battling your teammate. Have you got any orders from Miles or the guys back at the shop on how you guys are supposed to race each other these next 2 Fridays?
The only orders are settle it on the track and shake hands after. Dylan's a great kid, having a lot of fun this year, and just nobody I'd rather do battle with.
So Scott Burke gets hooked up on the rear end of that number 9B machine and will head to the pit area. So something definitely wrong on the rear end of that car as it just locked up, came to a stop up in corner number 3. Looks like we should see the white flag. Yes, Kyle McKenzie will display it to the field, and we will go with a complete restart. So double file with Scott Kruder and Mac Demand making up the front row.
How exciting is this front row? 2 of our hard chargers here at the racetrack. They're both going to want the lead coming off of turn 2, and I have a feeling they're going to fight tooth and nail to get it.
Double greens in hand from Kyle McKenzie as Scott Kruder and Mac Demand get on the front pedal and head down into quarter number 1.
Clean start at the front. I watched the entire field get off of turn number 2 before saying that, but it was a clean turn 1 and 2 as Mac Demand almost into the wall in turn 4.
Yeah, he got full on sideways off of corner 4, gives up the second spot to Jim Hoopinen. He holds off Corey Turner, though, who will tuck back in line in the 4th position.
Caleb Wood might have the most unusual view of this feature that he has ever had.
Travis Cunningham off the track into the pit area.
Yellow flag comes out from race director Doug Leonard as Caleb Wood, it looked like he had lost steering on that 7 car as he spun across the racetrack. Not sure what was the deal with that 7 machine. As he waits for help to arrive, and help has arrived.
2 laps completed in this one with 18 remaining on the board. Scott Kruder leading over Jim Hoopinen, Mac Demand, Corey Turner, and Mitch Brown up inside the top 5. Right rear flat, see for Kevin Pauls, as he will need to take it to the pit area.
Tough night. So we circulate under yellow. On the bright side, this is going to be a single file restart. We have completed 2 laps with Scott Kruder out in front, the Western New York driver. Had a Jim Hoopinen in the 0, Mac Demand in the 17, Corey Turner in the 13, and Mitch Brown in the 10.
We mentioned the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals coming up in a couple of weeks' time. And the Saturday night portion, the main event, will be right here on MAVTV Canada, all part of All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. 61 drivers already pre-registered. There'll still be a number to come. And some names returning this year we haven't seen in a little while. Phil Gressman will return, and Justin Barger will be back as well. And that's a name that has some success here in the past, but he hasn't been here in a number of years.
I didn't even know Justin Barger was still racing.
Well, he is now listed as being from North Carolina, so I am guessing maybe he relocated.
Did he get kicked out of New York? Justin Barger brings the excitement, is what I was trying to say, Greg.
And if you've never seen the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, that word wraps it up. The Saturday night portion, qualifying heats, the intensity is like you will never see the rest of the year. I mean, the Summer Nationals this year, we had some very great racing, some tight racing. It was all left out on the track. But come Nationals time, somehow it picks up to another level, and I'm looking forward to it. Plenty of tickets available. You go to OhswekenSpeedway.com if you want to see it live in person. You can get your tickets. Top 5 rows are all reserved, the rest general admission. A great camping weekend here September 13th and 14th at Ohsweken Speedway.
So 5 of the premier race teams here at Ohsweken represented at the front. Scott Kruder in the Hoddick Racing, Jim Hoopinen in the Glenn Stiers Racing, Mac DeMann in the Town Line Variety Hills Racing, and then the Burger Barn 13 of Corey Turner, and then of course the Brown Racing family with Mitch Brown.
Some good diversity up there inside the top 5 as here comes Mac DeMann. Had to work it down off of corner 2 to get back by Corey Turner as across the stripe. Completing another lap. I'm just wondering why the cone is still out there and as it now is running down the front stretch.
Yellow flag is out. We've got a runaway cone and problems for Dan Nanakoke in the number 15. And to my point, in that top 5, all of those teams are multi-car teams. But it shows you how much parity there is here and how fast is Scott Kruder tonight. He had gotten away on Jim Hoopinen and Mac DeMann. They have really nailed the setup in that thing.
Scott should have a whole lot more wins this year than he does. Just the way he's run, he's had some misfortune. And
a scary one on the back straightaway. Early this year when he was leading the race, a lap car came across the track and clipped him, and it was just a wild ride down the back straightaway.
So Cameron down there reattaching the pull cord on the orange cone.
Now Cameron, stand there and hold one end with your right hand, one end with your left hand. And then when they race by, just run off with both ends of the rope. You know, the nice thing about motorsports, Greg, is you never see the same thing over and over again. Every night is a little bit different.
Seen a bit of everything tonight in all 4 divisions. Feature finishes. Some of the racing mid-pack tonight has just been insane, and there's really no other word to describe it because I think some of these drivers are insane to be making the moves they're making, and I'm not just talking about these 360 sprint cars. Mini stocks, thunder stocks, crates.
It's mind-blowing. You have to see it. We're thrilled to be on MAVTV Canada. We're thrilled to have All North Racing powered by Pinty's. If you enjoy what you're seeing, do yourself a favor and go to your local racetrack and take in a show, and you'll know exactly what we mean. The sounds, the smells, the sheer speed.
And the fortitude of some of these drivers as well. Here we are back to the green. Scott Kruder will lead them across the stripe and down into corner 1.
Kruder up to the outside, big run down for turn number 2 down the back straightaway, leaving Jim Hoopinen and Mac DeMann to fight for second.
DeMann looking low on Hoopinen. Whoa, Hoopinen really got high up in corner 4. They're wheel to wheel down into corner number 1. DeMann gets the spot but goes high. Hoopinen shoots back by him off of corner 2.
That's a slide job, and that is the counter to a slide job.
Scott Kruder stretching his advantage over Jim Hoopinen and Mac DeMann, the point leader, back there in 3rd and right on his heels. The guy chasing him in the points, just 7 markers back. Dylan Westbrook, D-Dubs trying to reel in the highlight man, Mac DeMann.
Deep in the field, Jake Brown in the 110 and Aaron Turkey in the 68 are fighting ill-handling race cars, and it is something to see, watching them try to avoid each other.
Scott Kruder off of corner 4. Some of these cars really looking scary off the 4th turn as they gather things back up. Kruder works by Curtis Gartley, a lap car, into corner 3. Hoopinen will do the same, and quite a gap now back to Mac DeMann in 3rd.
Wow, Mac DeMann just came across the nose of Dylan Westbrook. 2 different lines exiting turn number 4. Out in front. Heavy lap traffic for Scott Kruder. We saw this earlier this season. It did not end well. He's trying to pick his way through aggressively and cautiously at the same time, and that's a bit of an oxymoron.
Wow, Jim Hoopinen was gaining ground at that time through the corner. Really bicycled the car, lost ground. Mac DeMann catching him. All while that happened, Scott Kruder threaded the needle through lap traffic and gave himself some breathing room.
We are halfway through this 20-lap feature event. Scott Kruder with one more lap car ahead of him. Then he's got a little bit of clean racetrack for a little while. Now he's got 2 slow cars between himself, 3 in fact, and second place Jim Hoopinen.
Yeah, here comes McDeman to the inside of Hoopinen. Now Dylan Westbrook thinks, well, I'm going to get by both of them. He works to the outside of McDeman. This is a battle between the point leaders. McDeman up on top in the standings. Dylan Westbrook works around him and Hoopinen into the second spot.
What a move that was, working around slower traffic, working around fast cars in the top 3. Dylan Westbrook up into second.
Moving by some of these cars like they're standing still all the while. Right now, Scott Kruder has a 2-lap car advantage between he and Dylan Westbrook. There is a bit of a gap, but Westbrook is closing fast. Caution flag is out.
Josh Hansen in the 88 slow on the racetrack. There will be at least 1 lap car between Scott Kruder and Dylan Westbrook when we take this restart. My, oh my.
Guys, what amazing racing we're seeing trackside. I mean, I don't know where you're going to see action like that. The track is a little bit rough tonight. It's not affecting these guys at all. Major slide jobs, major around. What a run going on here tonight by the top dogs here at Ohsweken tonight, guys.
Clinton Jeffrey, that hair has taken on a lovely beige hue with the Ohsweken clay particles. And yeah, a little bit of Frankenstein going on as you tried to headbutt the Matt Farnham 7NY. That couldn't have made you very happy.
No, it ruined my pretty face for the rest of the weekend, but it's all right. We'll make it work.
I was actually going to say, on the bright side, you don't look much worse than you did at the start of the night.
Hey, you still got a bigger head than I do, buddy.
I know. So 1 slow in turn number 3. It is Ryan Turner in that Kingpin number 91. Help is on its way. Out in front, it's Scott Kruder, and he's going to have 1 slower car. I believe Jamie Turner in the 11 between himself and second place Dylan Westbrook in the 47. Then you got 2 more lap cars between Westbrook and third place McDeman in the 17X. Fourth, the 0 of Jim Hoopinen. 1 more lap car in 5th place, Corey Turner in the Burger Barn 13.
Corey up there in the thick of the fight for the title this year. And Dylan Westbrook has done himself a favor. He's gotten by McDeman. They came in 7 points apart. And now finds himself in that second position with McDeman riding back in spot number 3.
Circulating under yellow, 13 laps complete, 20 laps the scheduled distance. So we will, if we go green, there's going to be more lap traffic because it doesn't take them much more than 4 laps to catch the tail end of the field, Greg.
No, they'll have to deal with that very quickly. And this one long from over for Scott Kruder. The name of the game is get away as quick as you can. He's got the lap car of Jamie Turner to his advantage. So right now, with Dylan Westbrook in the second spot and McDeman back in third, it's a 3-point swing. So Mac would really like to keep pace at least and come out of tonight holding on to that championship lead. And we talk a lot about that, but there's a lot of prestige in winning a track championship here. A lot of goodies go along with it as well, Adam.
There's a points fund, so there's cash on the line. There's the beautiful championship rings, and there's the priceless bragging rights that you get to carry on. And it's a who's who of 360 sprint car racing if you look back through the history of the champions of this division.
Well, Scott Kruder 7 laps away from picking up another feature win here.
We'll see if he chooses a slow restart or a quick pace restart. I'm not sure what would be better, knowing there's a lap car between yourself and Dylan Westbrook, but I do think he'll want to fire as quickly as he can as he works up towards the cushion in 4, hard on the throttle down towards the start-finish line.
Gets a great restart, gaps himself, but Dylan Westbrook has a really good run through 1 and 2, keeping pace with the leader as they head into 3.
Dylan Westbrook did a nice job of getting around Jamie Turner in the 11. Now he can set sail and hope to close in on Kruder.
Jim Hoopinen has put himself into the 3rd spot, shuffling McDeman back. And now he's falling into the clutches of Corey Turner back there in the 5th spot.
Yeah, McDeman in that 17X, the car just doesn't look like it's performing the way he would like it to. He's really having a tough time wheeling that car through the corners.
Scott Kruder, Dylan Westbrook, they are the story. And like you said, Adam, they're going to catch lap traffic before this is over, as they have done that. Kevin Paul's right in front of the leader. He's running down low, though. Will he come up into the line? It looked like he was going to for a minute.
It really did, but Scott Kruder doing a great job getting around that slower car. Dylan Westbrook really cut a nice turn in 3 and 4.
Kruder works it through corner number 2, bobbles a little bit, gets bottled up behind Curtis Gartley. That closed the gap just a little bit. Westbrook's got it wound up. He looks down low on Kruder.
Kruder pinches him off just a little bit coming off the corner. That's his right to do as the race leader. Westbrook going to cross him over at a 2.
Takes the lead away from the straight shooter, Scott Kruder. So they work it down through 3 and 4 and off of the 4th corner to the white flag. Dylan Westbrook leads over Kruder, and here comes Hoopinen chasing down 2nd place.
Yeah, I don't know if Kruder has a problem in that 49 or not, but he's definitely lost some speed. Here goes Hoopinen trying to take 2nd.
Checkers out. Dylan Westbrook will pick up the win. Kruder crosses the line in 2nd. Hoopinen 3rd. 4th will be McDeman, and 5th at the line, Corey Turner. So all the championship competitors finish within the top 5. To your point, Adam, I thought it looked like maybe the left front, a suspension issue or something for Kruder, may have been causing him to have mishandling in that 49K in the closing laps. Hard to tell from our vantage point, but Dylan Westbrook becomes the all-time winningest 360 sprint car driver at Ohsweken Speedway with this pass right here on the replay.
Goes into 1 and 2 up on the outside, powers off the cushion to the bottom of Scott Kruder, and boy, oh boy, another one that Scott Kruder maybe should have won something when a miss on the race car. It's been that kind of a season, but what a show we saw.
I thought it looked on that replay like maybe something in the left front was not quite right for Kruder. Maybe Clinton Jeffrey can have a look while we're down in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane as Lomo Fireworks lights up the sky. Dylan Westbrook.
Dylan, we talked tonight. You had to keep making these victories and putting them on here so you could take this championship home. You put yourself in the perfect spot coming into next week. Max slipped up a bit. He's not here on the podium. Going to give you a bit of breathing room going into championship Friday next week.
Yeah, that's great. It was a little nerve-wracking coming into this race, knowing we're behind him. Just had to make sure he didn't wreck anything. Just keep on doing what we're doing, and it really worked out here. So a lot less pressure for us next week now.
Well, if that's you guys going out making sure you're not breaking nothing, I'd like to see when you're trying to break stuff, because that was some wild action out there. The track had some bumps and some character tonight. Talk about your drive up on the wild side.
Yeah, the track, it was a little rough, but there's like a top and a bottom. It was a lot of fun. There's not very many tracks to get like this, so it's definitely different, but it's definitely just whoever has the biggest nerves, I think.
Dylan, congrats. You're the all-time winningest 360 driver at Ohsweken Speedway after the win tonight. Congrats.
Thank you.
Just a few short years, he gets it done. Top of the win chart. We'll get Tony in here from Mr. Transmission. Back to you guys as we get set up with 2nd and 3rd here in Victory Lane.
5th win of the season for Dylan Westbrook, and unofficially will take the points lead back. He had it on cruise control after 3 straight wins out of the box to start the season. Had some troubles, and then now tonight unofficially comes out of this one as the point leader, as we'll send it back down as Clinton Jeffrey has got things lined up 2nd and 3rd place.
Scott, you've been fast. That was a wild race. Did something go away on the end at your car? It looked decidedly slower the last 2 laps.
Yeah, unfortunately, early on the nose wing broke and it made it a bit of a handful. But I stuck with it, and then that last restart, I could tell something really wasn't right. Every time I'd go in the corner, it wanted to flip over on me, and a few times it got pretty close to it. The left rear shock snapped right off the frame. So those last probably 4 or 5 laps, it was really, I was just struggling to even keep it on the racetrack, and I knew somebody had to be coming because the car was a rocket ship at the beginning. It's kind of disappointing because I think we might have had this thing locked up if I could have ran my race and just run the top. But hey, we'll take second. Congrats to Dylan and Jim. It was a great race. The track was awesome. Thanks for Pinty's and MAVTV for putting this on, and Ohsweken for having us every week.
This Hoddick Racing team was fast. Both you and Matt were quick tonight. Something you at least can be a little bit happy on your long ride home.
Yeah, we're really proud of it. Again, even though we didn't win, this one's for Carl. He's at home watching. Well, he'll watch when he can in the States. But yeah, we're. The team's going good. I think we're looking good going into the Nationals. We're going to keep plugging away, and I got to thank Merzax, Fiberworks, Casey's Truck Salvage, RPM Raceway for giving me the Friday nights off to come up here and do some racing.
There's Scott Kruger, your second place finisher, getting here with Jim Hoopin. And Jim, been an up and down year for you. You had a bad wreck last week, rebounded tonight to a podium finish. That's something you can at least be a little bit happy about.
Definitely redeemed myself tonight after sucking the last 2 weeks. But my crew guys, they worked their butts off this week. We actually had to switch a frame, and thanks to Glenn for giving me this opportunity to definitely run this car and represent Ohsweken Speedway here and Case IH. And then also got to thank my wife. She puts up a lot. My little guy Knox is here for his first night to see his dad on the pad here, so it's pretty cool. But also got to thank my sponsors, Gibbons Contracting, Upper Canada, Dunwood Silo, Russell Technical Services, all the guys that help, Amherst. It's just without them, we wouldn't be here running for this our 10th season running sprint cars, so it's pretty cool.
There you have it, your top 3 tonight. Dylan Westbrook, Scott Kruger, and Jim Hoopin to get it done. That'll do it from Mr. Transmission Victory Lane here in All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. Guys, take us home. Another solid night of action here at the Big O.
Well, when the TV cameras come out, Adam, it seems like the action picks up, and we saw that tonight in these features. Wow, some fantastic racing.
Tonight is exactly why we feature all 4 of our regular divisions in All North Racing, powered by Pinty's, because they all put on fantastic racing. They race hard, and they put on a heck of a show, Greg, and we're thrilled everyone was able to join us. And we hope everyone has a fantastic Labor Day weekend as we look at some of the highlights of the night.
Don't forget, championship night is next Friday night. You can find us online on Facebook and the Ohsweken Facebook page, or on YouTube, Ohsweken Speedway Live, to catch our championship points night. And then we'll be right back here on MAVTV Canada on Saturday, September the 14th, for the 15th annual Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. 60 to 70 of the best 360 sprint cars in the Northeast will be here competing for $10,000 to win. You won't want to miss it right here on MAVTV Canada. All part of All North Racing, powered by Pinty. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in here tonight on MAVTV Canada on behalf of the Stiers family, all the staff and officials here at the Speedway, and my co-announcers Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross. My name is Greg Kellman saying so long and thank you for tuning in to All North Racing, powered by Pinty.